organizers, for everyone that's here today to represent our Black brothers and sisters that have been suffering endlessly. So I'm so happy. I just, as we were driving up, I got chill bumps. Seeing the diversity of everyone that showed up in Forsyth County to support this. This is a historic occasion for Forsyth County. Thank you for showing up and support. I'm actually going to ask, I'd like to have my wife or my children come stand up next to me, please. Excuse me. When I was asked to speak today, I'm not going to lie, I got really nervous. I had a lot of fear coming to my heart. Wasn't sure what to expect. But again, I'm so glad to see the faces that I'm seeing here today. I want to share a couple of experiences. And what I have to say is for everyone, but specifically to my white brothers and sisters. And the reason for this is because it's up to us as the face and majority in this city, this county, and our country to stand up for what our Black brothers and sisters have been suffering for years. We cannot, we will not sit idly by and let them suffer endlessly, needlessly. We have to stand up. Today is just the beginning. When we leave here today, that's when the real work begins. When you build up the courage and the tenacity to challenge your mothers, your fathers, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins, your brothers, your sisters, your best friends, your coworkers, when you decide to put your character on the line, that starts today. Your showing up today shows that I'm in it. Now, when you leave here, the real strength has to happen. The real courage has to happen. Remember that when you leave here today. The examples that I have for you, one, I've been a recruiter for over 20 years. I served in the U.S. military. I had brothers and sisters of many different races. And it exposed me to different cultures. And I remember getting out, and as a recruiter, and I want you to understand how tightly woven racism, systematic racism is in our society, because most things never make the news. You see the violence, but you don't see the other injustices that are happening. As a recruiter, I've had to stand up and speak out against white managers and leaders that would tell me things that just completely blew my mind. And I'm going to give you a couple quotes. Specifically, we don't hire a lot of blacks. It makes our customers uncomfortable because they have to enter their homes. That's real stories. Another quote. You've seen who works here. That's how we want to keep our culture. We need hard workers. Get us Asians and Mexicans. You don't get to hear that. You don't get to see that. Your aunts, uncles, mothers, fathers may be oblivious to it, but it's happening every single day. One of the most heartbreaking things that happened to us, we moved to Forsyth County. My wife wanted to move here because of the school system. It was going to provide an awesome education for our children, and it has. However, the other racial biases that were existing here, I wasn't aware of it, out of my own ignorance. Eventually, I found out, though. We've lived in the same community for 10 years. Roughly 3 years ago, on our same street, my youngest son is at his friend's house, playing video games, chess, whatever they do. He didn't take his cell phone with him because he forgets everything. My oldest son at the time was 16. He walked down the house to his house, 7 houses away, on the same street. It's dark. He knocks on the wrong door. Within 10 minutes, my wife is getting a phone call Cameron's in trouble. There's someone threatening him and also threatening to call the police on him. The first thing that runs through my mind, Trayvon Martin. My black son is in a heavily populated white community. He just knocked on the wrong door. Now some guy is yelling at him, questioning him, interrogating him, and threatening to call the police. My son apologized to this man, walked 20 feet next door, rang the doorbell. My son and his friend walks out. The man sees this and continues to yell and interrogate at my son from his second-story window. As I'm running up the street, I hear him say, "There's my dad." As I pass by the parked truck, he sees me. "Oh, sir, we've all got it worked out. It was just a misunderstanding." He was operating in fear out of ignorance. And that's what happens when ignorance lives within people. If they're not familiar with a thing, with something, have a relationship with someone of another race, a different culture, there is fear. My son simply knocked on the door. He only had to answer through the door. Instead, he went to his second-story window, interrogated, threatened my son. These are the instances that black children grow up with, have to formulate their ideals behind. This is an injustice that's happening right here in our homes, in our communities, and we have to stop it. Remember, the injustices that you are seeing on television, that's only the tip of the iceberg. There's so much that lies beneath that. You have to understand that. You have to walk away today with an open mind and understand that this is happening in almost every avenue, every industry, every scenario. We can't see it many times as white people because it's so tightly woven into the threads and fabric of our society. We just see it as the clothes we put on every day. Walk away knowing that your brothers and sisters, your black brothers and sisters, need you. They need us to stand up. They need us to walk with them, side by side, arms linked, hand in hand. There is no room for racism in Forsyth County, in your homes, in your families, your communities, in your workplace. Black lives matter.